Hey guys, my name's Urban and I have owned this VFC hk416 A5 for about 6 months now. I've run it pretty hard and I'd like to do a layman's overview of this whole thing. So I just want to start off with I've got this split into segments because I think it's appropriate to approach this as a modular system with it being a gas blowback rifle. So yeah. I just want to start with the upper receiver, and I've got a quad rail on here. These come from factory with them, and honestly it's really solid. I like the feel of it quite a lot, but it is quite chunky, and I kind of feel like I want a Geisley SMR later down the line. But with that, there is a shitload of rail real estate on this upper receiver. I've got a Surefire light up here. This is really good in CQB because I can like illuminate dark corners and shit, and it helps with like clearing rooms and all that. And of course I got my PEC box up top as well. I got this shit from AliExpress. It does the job quite well. It's just a laser. I kind of use this for like point aiming and CQB quite a lot. And up top, I've also got a Surefire pressure pad which illuminates my flashlight as well, which is pretty cool. So yeah, with that I get quite a good grip on there. I like to get a nice firm C-clamp, and that honestly works really well for me as well. Like I said, the downside of this is that it's quite heavy and chunky, and it's still perfectly manageable, but you know, ergonomics on rifles and especially like fighting carbines have moved on quite a lot. So yeah, the 10.5 inch as well is really handy in close quarters. I can easily get this thing around indoors, through doors, all sorts of stuff like that. And it's a perfect length as well. It's really a do-it-all type of arrangement. For my optic, I have a Sig Romeo 5 mounted on top of a Unity riser, and I really like this setup because it gives me like a really natural, easy to react heads-up shooting position, and it allows me to acquire a target through my optics quite quickly and you know, get them out in airsoft, of course, because this is an airsoft gun. It's just a toy. What else did I want to talk about as well? So also up front here as well, I have a 3-prong flash hider, and that's meant to be mounted with that's meant to have a Sandman suppressor mounted on. It's a Mach 1. I don't have it with me right now, but I mean, that's cool. It looks cool. It doesn't have any function on it. When it's off, obviously it's the shorter barrel length. With it on, it's about 13.5-ish inches, but with it off, it's back down to 10.5. And I think it looks really nice and aggressive without the can on. And yeah, another thing I really like about this as well is that the attention to detail that VFC has done with this rifle is absolutely fantastic. This actually has the authentic German proof markings on it, and it's just really nice to have these markings. These are basically proof markings saying that, like, if it was a real one, that this would be all good to go from factory, and it's past quality control, and it's a nice little touch that I appreciate quite a lot. One thing that I kind of don't like about this whole gun in general as well, although I wouldn't say I don't like it, it's more so just something to note, is that the finish on these wear out quite a lot, and I don't think it's that bad of a deal, because, you know, your rifle kind of wears in, and it looks like a proper fighting rifle. But yeah, I don't know. It's definitely something to note. The paint finish does scratch easily, and it's not like a fancy Cerakote or anything, but you can head off and get that done aftermarket as well. So the next thing I'd like to talk about in this whole system is the bolt carrier, and this is a zinc bolt carrier. It's really nice. There's like I'm not sure exactly how much this weighs, but the moving mass and the recoil that you get out of this thing is absolutely amazing. This thing's really responsive. The recoil is absolutely amazing. When people ask to shoot it at airsoft fields and that, they absolutely fucking love it. You get like a lot more recoil than an MWS or something like that. And yeah, this has an impasse in it from factory. I haven't actually messed around with that too much because it chronos fine. It chronos at about 300 on a 0.2s at my CQB field, and I mean that's fine for me. The only thing that I kind of have to note about this bolt carrier in particular is that, so this is a nice touch here with the little HK symbol on the bolt carrier, but the downside is that there's, because of the way the dust cover works, it will scratch and wear across here, which is kind of odd, but I mean, it's nothing really to be that concerned about. The next piece I'd like to talk about as well, this is an aftermarket piece. This actually came with the gun because I bought this secondhand for quite a good deal. And this is a no-name knockoff of a Radiant Raptor charging handle. And this is really good, honestly. The grip that you can get on this is good. It's quite easy to handle, and I just really like it. And it looks cool as well. It's a nice little touch over the default one. So now I'd like to talk about my lower receiver, and honestly overall this is where like most of the magic happens, obviously. And first off, let's talk about the stock. So this is the HK Slimline stock. It's quite a nice stock, honestly. I think other stocks look better, but this gets the job done. The only thing I have to note on this VFC is that the plastic can tend to be quite brittle, and it can like break and shatter a tiny bit. As you can see here, there's like a slight crack here, but apart from that, the butt pad on here, it isn't rubber or anything. It's a nice hard plastic, but it gets the job done. It feels good with body armor. It feels good directly on directly through a shirt or something if you're not wearing body armor. And it's got 4 positions, and you can adjust your length of pull with it, and it works quite well, both with and without body armor. I usually have it 1 click out, but yeah, it's really useful. The next thing I'd like to talk about on this lower receiver is actually the grip. I didn't think much about this grip, like aesthetically, like I'd seen it in games like Escape from Tarkov and all that shit. But this is I think I'm not sure if this is called the HK Slimline grip as well. But this is absolutely fucking amazing. I really like this grip. It's really ergonomic. It fits well in the hand. I have quite big hands, but it fits well. And I just really like how it grips as well. Honestly, the A2 grips are pretty decent, but you have that little nub in the middle part, and it's a bit iffy. Although you can sand that down, and that is something that you probably should do if you have an A2 grip. But this is a really nice fit. I love the way it feels in hand, and I just feel really comfortable with it, and I can keep the rifle up for quite a long time, and it's just really good. Really good. I'm honestly going to put this grip on any other rifle that I get my hands on, to be honest. My next favorite part about this lower receiver is the trigger, and this is kind of what VFCs are known for. The trigger on this is absolutely fucking amazing. It feels like you're like smashing a bit of glass. I'll show you now by putting the hammer down, and it's just absolutely just beautiful. I love the trigger on this. It's really responsive, really snappy. Unlike the MWS, this feels like a real rifle trigger. It has a very noticeable, it goes through the motions quite noticeably. So it will move in, and then you feel the wall firmly, and then you have the brake, and then a very tiny amount of travel after. It's a really nice trigger wall, and I just absolutely love that about it. So satisfying, so snappy. The next part I'd like to talk about on this is also the magwell. And the magwell, I don't think it's anything too special, but it guides in magazines quite easy. It does the job quite well. It's better than better than nothing. And yeah. The next part, which is arguably the most important for a gas blowback rifle, is the magazines. Let me just move this away. The most important part about GBBR is arguably the magazines, and I kind of feel some type of way about this. So this is the V2 HK magazine, which originally came with these, and then this is a V3P mag. This is okay. It's okay. They're still knocking about at retail, don't fucking buy these things. Just, if you have them, use them, but just don't buy them. I wouldn't say they're bad, but this thing is such a the V3 is such a massive jump upwards. Like, it's not really worth it to get your hands on these. Also, the main thing that kills these is that due to the weird shape of them, they don't actually fit in many other VFC replicas because of they're like, apparently they're like curve more or some shit like that, so they don't fit in the magwells of other VFC rifles, which is kind of weird. But yeah, it does the job. This thing's more susceptible to cooldown. If you're just like absolutely just ripping the shit out of this, you will start to get cooldown a lot more noticeably. The air seals on these can be quite questionable. I have another V2 mag and that's just like leaking out of the seam here, and I've tried everything I can to fix it, but it hasn't really improved much. Also as well, I found that these tend to like not seat in properly, so every time you load you gotta give it a stiff little tap on the bottom as well, and sometimes it just won't feed BBs and stuff, which is kind of annoying in CQB when you peek around the corner and it's not feeding BBs, but you know, it's okay. Yeah, but the V3, this thing's fucking amazing. The gas efficiency, I'm not sure if it does, but it feels like it holds a lot more capacity. This thing just absolutely just fucking rips through. Less susceptible to cooldown, much lighter and handier. It's a PMag as well, which just looks cool. Very gas efficient. When I fill this thing up for like a good 10 seconds and I go out and I play with it, I can refill this thing about 3 more times easily, and it just keeps on trucking. These are also really fucking durable as well. I've dropped these. You can see there's like a bit of wear and mark. I don't really baby these around. I drop them. I fucking thunder cunt them into my dump pouch. I don't really give these things a break. Obviously, I'm a bit aware of the feed lips. The feed lips don't seem to have worn much. I've had these mags for about 4 months now, and they're holding up great. The main downside about these though is that the spring, or I think it's the follower apparently, is really fucking tight. So what will happen is you can't, when you get these fresh out of the box, it's really difficult to load these to 30 full capacity. You'll be able to load them up to like 20, 25. It'll be really inconsistent, but over time it'll wear in. There's also a modification that you can open these up and address that problem directly, but I have not done that yet. If I do buy more VMags, I will do that. So that's to note. These have the same internals as the V3 Stanag. And if you're worried about the whole like magazine loading thing, apparently the Stanags are just way better in that regard. So yeah, that's something to keep in mind. So I'm just gonna quickly reassemble this rifle and just talk about how I feel about it overall in the past few months I've had it. Okay, so here's the rifle fully assembled, and I just want to go over my whole general thoughts about this thing. So I've owned this for about 6 months. It's been a really good runner. It's incredibly reliable. It doesn't ask much for maintenance. It looks sexy. It kicks hard as fuck. It's really, the quality that you get out of this is absolutely amazing, and I personally can recommend it. It's really gas efficient, and it's also quite accurate out the box as well. This is pretty much bone stock. I haven't done any performance modifications out of it yet because I mainly use this thing in a CQB, and I haven't felt the need to really like upgrade it much, put a new hopper or a new barrel or some shit in there. The groupings are quite consistent within like about, I'd say 30 meters, which is the max that I'll be encountering per minute in CQB. So yeah, I really like it. Yeah, it's incredibly easy to maintain. After every time I play, I just take out the bolt carrier, I lubricate the bolt carrier where it wears and it moves a bit, and I put the bolt carrier back in and it just runs. I've been playing quite frequently over the past 6 or so months, and yeah, it just hasn't had a hiccup really. And I really enjoy this rifle, and if you're in the market for a hk416 gas blowback and you see this thing, I would definitely recommend it. It's a great rifle. It won't really let you down. It's really good looking. It feels amazing. The recoil really makes this thing feel alive as well. And also, for whatever reason, there doesn't actually seem to be many people at airsoft fields, at least in the UK, that run gas blowback hk416s. So this thing does tend to get quite a lot of attention at fields as well. So I guess that's cool. But yeah, I mean, if you got this far, thanks for watching my layman's review of my hk416.